How's it going, everyone? My name is True Wonder Dog, and I don't normally sound like this. I am currently making a very slow recovery from a very powerful sinus infection, so please do your best to bear with my new voice. I hear from some people I actually sound cooler now. Actually, now that I'm hearing myself talk, I kinda sound like the narrator from Dragon Ball Z. So today we'll be covering the biggest universal changes in Dragon Ball FighterZ for Season 3. And please keep in mind these are in no particular order, they're honestly all quite fascinating. So perhaps one of the most fascinating changes for me personally is that EX attacks now only cost half a bar instead of one, and that's a very big deal because Vanish still does cost a bar. So that means your bread and butter combos and your different snapback techniques might be changing, especially with certain characters like Bardock who can snap back on their own. And then you have the crazy attacks like Yamcha's heavy cross-up. Attacks like that, once again, only half a bar now, so you're gonna see those all the time. So get ready for those very sneaky mix-ups and very powerful EX attacks because they're gonna be used a lot more now. And one more great thing about this change is that now certain moves actually become viable. So with Android 18, I never saw a reason to actually do her heavy command grab because sure, you can combo off of it, but why not just do medium and then vanish? You'll end up getting more damage anyway, so what's the difference? Well, now the heavy version only costs you half a bar instead of a full bar, so that's the reason to actually use it. So a lot of command grabs and other special moves of that nature have become a lot stronger with their heavy variation, which is a very nice change, and I can't wait to see more grapplers both online and at tournaments because now the heavy version is actually useful. And one more very big change is a new comeback mechanic. So now when you only have one character left, that character will do considerably more damage, about 10% more damage to be precise. And that's not including sparking, so they get even stronger if you pop the sparking as well. Out of all the new changes, this one does seem to be the most controversial among the player base, because now your opponent has a much easier time clutching things out if you kill two of their characters right away, and then let's imagine that your whole team is already half dead, but they're still all there. In that situation, your opponent can pretty much touch of death all of your remaining characters even without sparking, because once again, a pretty strong damage boost. And in fact, the damage buff isn't the only thing they get, they also do more permanent damage on your character, so in other words, less recoverable health or blue life as they call it. So for example, here's a very basic combo with Android 21. And I do mean basic because it's been a while, so here we go. So I only did about 50% damage, and look at all that recoverable health. But now let's go ahead and kill off my partners and look how much damage we do now. So already doing well over 50%, almost 60, and look at the blue health. It's certainly not the same as before, and that wasn't even an optimal combo. If I try a bit harder with Android 21, it's easily over 50% and over 60%. Once again, if any of your characters have below half health, the opponent can easily touch of death you even with just one bar. So once again, a very powerful comeback mechanic. If you lose two characters early, that final character is super strong. Oh, and one last thing I almost forgot to mention, when you are down to one character, the game just gives you an extra half bar of meter for free. So now even if you have 0 meter when your teammates die, you still have access to one heavy attack. Oh, and in case you're wondering what that new meter is in the top middle of the screen, that just shows you who is winning in terms of health, so it's more important when the timer is counting down, because let's say you have one character left and your opponent has two, but your character has full health and they're missing some. That new middle bar is literally just to show you who will win when the time runs out, who currently has the most health, who is actually winning the match at the current moment. Outside of that visual tell, it has no actual impact on the match, it's just letting you know who is currently winning the battle in case that timer runs out. And next up, let's talk about Dragon Rush. So this game now has actual tick throws. So if the opponent blocks your light attack, you can now cancel that blocked light attack into Dragon Rush, and it will connect every single time. Now once again, keep in mind that this only happens with standing light attack. Does not happen with crouching light attack, it will just give you a punch. Does not happen with medium, it will just give you a follow-up. It only works on standing light, but even so, you could still do like this, or you could do two lights. And to make that happen, you just hold back, by the way. That's how you do links in Dragon Ball FighterZ. So you could do light, throw. You could do light, throw. You could do instant jump this, light, throw. It's going to be so much easier now to trick the opponent with throws, or a lot easier to get caught by Dragon Rushes if you're not paying attention. So just be aware, that's one of the scariest mix-ups now, is this throw tick. However, thankfully it's not all doom and gloom, because now Snapback has been changed a bit as well, which means certain characters like Piccolo, who could do constant loops on you, they would snap you out, then do their super, and then catch you in a loop and then snap you out again. That's not going to be possible, because as you may have noticed, the opponent comes in really fast, like lightning quick. But here's the mix-up. If you get snapbacked, you can actually hold back on your controller and change the timing to come out a bit later. So if your opponent's a bit too eager and they expect that default timing, you can just hold back and come out a bit later and completely throw them off their game. So real quick, just to show what that looks like, I'm going to go ahead and take control of 17 after I get snapped back. So here we go. I'm just going to hold back. And look at how long it took Cell to come out. Much longer than normal, right? So that's going to be a very good mix-up whenever you're in the corner especially. You no longer have to fear those crazy super loop mix-ups. You can now change the timing of when you come in. You come out a lot faster to avoid those loops in the first place. And then to make things a bit better, if the opponent is constantly pressuring you, you can hold back and come out a bit later. And then this next change is actually a little bit weird. So now when you're doing your key charge, you can actually super dash cancel out of it. And it also deflects basic projectiles as well. So for example, if I take control of Cell here and just tell him to fire his basic key attacks at me, and then I save that and I'll just tell him to do it right now and I'll charge, I can reflect it. And not only that, but if he wants to hold it down, I can now super dash through it as well. So now key charge can actually be a good way to avoid basic projectiles. And then to make things even sweeter, you can super dash through them as well. So it's a great way to counter very basic keep away. If the opponent's doing some very fast key attacks that are not actual special moves, you can now absorb it, get some energy, and then power through them. Now at high level, I'm not sure how powerful this ability is going to be, but I can see it being a bit more fun at the casual level. At the very least, I'm glad to see the key charge is now not just a training mode only thing. And perhaps the biggest change of all is that every character now has access to 3 different assists, which has me very excited because now you no longer have to play a certain character based on their assist. So for example, before, Android 21 was pretty much always a point character because her assist wasn't that great. But now she has 3 different ones, so here is her C assist. Now oddly enough, pretty much every character seems to have the same C assist, and it seems to be exclusively for extending your combos off of pretty much anything. So look at that, that was a full screen Kamehameha, didn't even cost me a vanish or any meter, I can just come in and combo off of it. It is ridiculously strong. Now to be fair, while they are all the same mechanics at their core, they do have slightly different animations and timing and spacing. So they still are unique in that regard, but be warned, these C assists are very strong, but even so, they do appear to take longer to recover than either A or B assists, so just keep that in mind. They're very strong, they have great utility, they're great for combos and pressure, but they also take longer to recover as well. And that's even more important because now your assist won't recover if you're currently comboing the opponent. You actually have to end the combo and sort of return to neutral before that cooldown actually starts. So not only does C assist take longer, but you won't even start the recharge until your combo is actually over. And one more very nice change is that instant air fuzzies are pretty much completely gone from the game. So anyone who's not aware what a fuzzy is, it basically allowed you to jump and immediately hit people with air attacks even if they were crouching, especially bigger characters like Broly. Your character could just jump up and instantly hit them even if they were crouching, and it became very difficult for them to block because you could come in with air attacks and then jump up immediately again and catch them with a fuzzy, and it was just very tough for them to block. And once again, this worked extra well on big characters, and it's one of the main reasons you didn't see big characters at high level or at tournaments. But thankfully, fuzzies are now completely gone, and not only that, but it is now almost impossible to catch somebody crouching with an instant air attack. They seem to be almost immune to it by design. And one more change that is very similar to this is now you can block crouching immediately after hitting the ground, even if you're currently in a block string. So before, once again, the game would force you to actually stand block, which made fuzzies super effective because you were trying to crouch, but your character was still standing, but the game still saw it as you crouch blocking. So you would get hit by the jump in attack and opened up for a full combo, and now you can crouch immediately. You can crouch block the second your character touches the floor. Once again, a very, very nice change for the big boy characters, but honestly, it's just nice for everybody because now that mix-up's not going to work. Because now if you hold down back when you hit the floor, chances are the air attack is going to actually miss you completely as opposed to forcing you into a fuzzy situation. Honestly, a very, very nice change, and it's going to make it a lot easier to block, especially in the corner. And next up, we have a minor change with a very big impact. So now you recover much faster after a vanish. That's going to throw off a lot of your timing, even for the familiar combos that you always use. You recover a lot faster now, so it's going to make you want to change your timing, and who knows, you may actually get new combos as a result since you recovered that much faster. The important thing to note is that now Vanish recovers much quicker, so the combos are going to be a bit different on the timing, but also the possibility of new combos, so that's exciting. Alright everyone, and that's about it for the biggest changes to Dragon Ball FighterZ in Season 3. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below, it really does help my channel out a ton. And then why not keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell. That way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.